Alright y'all, so welcome back to another video. If you're brand new here, my name is Chris. I resell full-time on eBay. Been doing that for about 10 years now. And mostly I pick up items from thrift stores, the Goodwill outlet, Ross and Burlington's. But to be completely honest, these days it's mostly the Goodwill outlet. Usually because you can get stuff by the pound and profit margins are usually really good. And sometimes you can find pretty decent stuff, but day to day it's just the stuff that pays the bills. But in this quick video, I'm going to show you guys 15 items that I picked up from the bins, which is another name for the Goodwill outlet if you're brand new. What I think the item will sell for, and kind of give you an idea of what you'll be paying if you stumble across the bins, or if you're a seasoned bin shopper, you already know what I'm talking about. So just to kind of jump right into it, this is just a basic pair of Nike compression shorts. You're not going to get rich selling these, but it's a staple. You can pick up something like this from the Goodwill bins for probably under 50 cents. And usually something like this sells for, used to could get a lot back in the day, but nowadays probably somewhere between 10 to 15 bucks. This is a vintage Nike windbreaker jacket. The handle is sort of missing the bottom piece of it. It doesn't really impact zipping the jacket up and down, so I mean, I'll just note that, and I don't think I'll have any issue. Here's the gray tag. But anyway, this is probably like $1.50, $2 tops. It's pretty light. Something like this usually for me sells for between 20 to like 35, is somewhere in that range, so it'll be pretty good, and it was pretty cheap. This is a Carhartt jacket for kids. It looks like it's for a toddler. It's a toddler 2T. It's kind of looking at the tag right there. This one probably cost, it's probably like $2. It is a little, even though it's a kid's jacket, Carhartt stuff, as you know, is pretty durable and it's kind of heavy too. So probably like $2. This doesn't go anywhere close to what a men's Carhartt jacket would go for, obviously, but you can get probably somewhere between 20 to 30 in that range, maybe a little more, but to be conservative, you're probably going to be getting somewhere right around like 25 bucks on something like this. Next up is this Arc'teryx. I believe this is called the Autumn Hoodie jacket for women. It does have a custom embroidery right here on the right sleeve. If it was like over here on the side right here, maybe it would impact it a little bit more, but even then this will still move. So the embroidery, maybe it'll decrease the value a little bit, but not a whole lot. This jacket here is selling all day between 100 to 200 bucks with almost 100% sell through. So conservatively, even though it has the custom patch on the sleeve, you probably can get still somewhere between 75 to 100. And something like this, it's fairly light compared to most jackets, probably costs $2 or less. So this is a sleeper. It's just basically a McDonald's jacket, and so probably not going to have a lot of competition on something like this if you're picking it up from the bins. There are some people that know to pick up like employee sort of stuff, but not a whole lot of people pick it up. This right here is basically just a full zip, I guess the shell jacket. Something like this from the bins costs probably $2, $3 tops. And I sell this right here all day long along with other employee jackets for probably somewhere between 20 to 30 bucks, believe it or not. So this is a Patagonia. I believe the model is the Los Gatos. I think that's how you said it. I think it's the Los Gatos, the full zip Sherpa jacket. And this one had some stains on the sleeve, so I washed it, and to my surprise it came right out. This right here isn't a stain, it's just basically a piece of looks like cotton or something. But anyway, the stains came right out, and this is a women's small. There's the tag right there. And something like this from the bins probably costs like right around the $2 mark, and you can expect to get probably somewhere between, I think I looked at the comps, like somewhere between 25 to 40 on this right here. So next up is this. This is just a baseball jersey, Chicago Cubs, Soriano, number 12. It's a youth jersey, so you're not going to get anywhere close to what you would get if it was a men's jersey. This one is a boys 10, 12. And something like this from the bins costs probably like right under $1. And you can expect to get probably right around like 20 bucks for this. So this is a Peter Millar. It's a summer comfort, a polo. This one does have a custom golf patch on it. Don't let that deter you. I mean, because that could be your competitive advantage. A lot of people, whenever they see some custom embroidery, they just toss it right back immediately. But don't do that, because a lot of times you can pick this stuff up, look up the patch, and a lot of times you'll find that people are actually buying this patch all the time on the polo. But anyway, something like this probably costs 50 to 75% from the bins, and you probably can get right around 15 to 20. So this is a Adidas sweatshirt. It is missing the size tag in the top neck area, but in this situation right here, it's actually not really that bad, because if you know Adidas, they have the fabric tag down at the bottom, and they also have the style tag, or the style code rather, right underneath that. And so it looks like this was manufactured in May of 2023. Right at the bottom of that, it has the style code, so you can look the style code up and figure out whether this is women or men's. And that's the biggest factor for me. If I can determine whether it's a men or women's, I'll still pick it up even if it doesn't have the style tag, because I've measured so many garments that I know within a ballpark range what the size would be. But if I'm kind of on the fence whether it's a men or a women's, sometimes I'll leave those behind, because last thing I want to do is just be selling something that's a women to a man and then vice versa, because that gets kind of messy. So I would rather avoid that. But in this case right here, this probably costs like right between $1 and $2. And once I kind of get the size figured out, this will be all day. I sell Adidas sweatshirts all day, probably like right around 20 bucks. So this is a Notre Dame. Go Irish if you're an Irish fan. But anyway, this had a weird smell to you. I don't know if you sell like older sweatshirts, kind of has like that, just that old smell. So I had to wash this one twice, and now it smells pretty decent. No, you can't smell it through the camera, but smells a lot better than what it did when I first dug it out of the bin. So this is an older sweatshirt. It's not super old, and football season is basically coming up. Over at the, yeah, probably like a month. So once we kind of get into fall, this will move. It's a little bit heavier. The material's fairly durable. I would say probably like $250 at the bins on something like this. And once football season comes, you probably can get like right around $30 for something like this. So this is just a bread and butter. It's a pair of Nike jersey joggers. Kind of has the jogger stuff at the bottom. And these are the cotton model. I don't know if you've sold these, but I've sold these seems like hundreds of times over the last decade. Anyway, these are fairly light. They are a smaller size. Men small, so I mean they may take a little bit longer, but they'll still sell. Probably $1 to $1.50 at the bins. 20 bucks all day on a sale. Got more Nike. These are Nike sweatpants. Way heavier than the ones I just showed you. The material that in the previous one is a little bit lighter. This is just that heavy fleece material. Anyway, something like this from the bins costs probably right around $2. And again, similar to the Nike that I just showed you, $20 bill all day. So I sell, you can kind of see some of the stuff that I'm showing you. It's mostly just everyday stuff. Every now and again I'll come across like a Arc'teryx jacket or jersey, a Carhartt jacket, sort of like that kids. But most of the stuff, man, I don't want to paint a picture that I'm finding just all hype stuff. I sell mostly stuff like this. So this is just, when I was in Oregon, it would have been an Oregon Ducks t-shirt. But now that we're basically just in the Nashville area, it's the volunteer stuff. It's Vanderbilt. It's Tennessee Tech. So this is just a Russell t-shirt. Men's XL. Sell this kind of stuff here all day between 7 to 10 bucks on a sale, then plus the shipping on top of that. So this is probably 50 cents from the bins, and all in on the sale, I'm selling these for probably like 12 to 15 bucks. A lot of people don't touch it because they don't think that margin's worth it. But again, when you keep the main thing, if you can turn 25 cents even into a $10 sale. Man, that's still an amazing profit. So here is, I thought this was pretty interesting. So this is a Polo Ralph Lauren. So it's a little bit more unique than just the standard solid stuff. So you got this patch on the side right here. And here is a patch on the go. To be completely honest with you, I forgot I had this one in my bucket. So I haven't done extensive research on this one. But just kind of, it's also custom fit. You can see in the tag right here. And so this is probably about, it's a little bit durable, a little bit heavier. It's probably like $1.50, $2 from the bins. I didn't look up comps on this one before I started this video because honestly I forgot that it was in here. Just in my experience, this may sell for a little bit more than what I'm going to say. It may sell for a little bit less, but in my experience of selling something like this, you probably can get somewhere in the ballpark of 20 to 40 bucks. It just could be something a little bit more hyped up at. Again, I didn't do the research. I apologize about that. But anyway, should be a pretty good sale, and it was, like I said, like right around $2. And last but not least, here is a pair of Nike basketball. These are the tearaway pants, and it's from Vandy. Go Commodores if you're a Vanderbilt fan. But anyway, it has like the embroidered letters right here on the side. I know Vanderbilt's been hot like the last few years. I mean, because the football's been doing pretty good. They had a Heisman candidate and their quarterback last year. So Vanderbilt stuff for me moves pretty decent. Something like this from the bins, pretty lightweight material. So probably right under $2. And you probably can expect to get like right around 20 to 25 on these right here. I'm typically at the Goodwill bins on Tuesday, Wednesday. Every now and again I'll sneak in on a Thursday, but my flagship days are Tuesday, Wednesday, and usually I'm finding a few hundred items between both of those days. So this is just 15 items just to kind of give you an idea of what I pick up. Maybe if you go to the bins you can find some of this same stuff, maybe not, but just kind of wanted to put this out here, kind of show you what it is that I'm basically selling day to day in hopes that it can maybe provide a little bit of value in your reselling business. So this is where I'm gonna cut the video off at. I appreciate you guys for coming along with me. If you got anything out of it, like it, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch y'all right back here on the next video. Succeed.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.